All right, welcome back to the Roman 12 Experience Radio Show. Our guest is here, a good friend of mine, supporter of us, Path to Greatness, the past for years, being loyal, consistent, which is a blessing to me and our organization. She's the CEO, founder, caregiver, mom. She's the CEO of the TMD Experience. We'll get to that later. So I want to introduce to everyone, Miss Tiffany Clark. So how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm super honored to be here.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. How was your week?
It's been long, pressing, and like I said, with the topic that you doing today, mental health, this week was definitely a mental week. So I can definitely relate to this topic. So.
Right. So speaking of mental health, one of the things we were talking about mental health on our earlier show, talking about how Simone Biles and how she bowed down to Olympus because her mental health wasn't right, and how some people said she quit on the team and through our country, but at the same time, like they bashed her for it, and then you can have conversations about like while she was there in the first place, she wasn't there, but she wasn't even in the right frame of mind because if she kept going, she would have done more damage to herself and her teammates and to her, so.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we try to compare, contrast, or examine someone's mental health because I feel like no one's mental health should be up for discussion. You know what I mean? They not right. No, and right. So, what is your perspective on that? And also, since you have your daughter here as well, so like about mental health and why it's important for you to examine your boss for your daughter to know her mental health now as it's about to be an adult. So
no, absolutely. I think people, especially being on the outside, trying to look in on anyone's situation it's not fair in itself. You never know what someone else's struggle is, and honestly, it could have been a day where getting ready for the Olympics, she was fine, and then it just weighed down on her like I can't do it, and it's okay for you to have that moment where you're just gonna go about and keep it moving, but when it hits you, sometimes you do gotta stop and rewind and regress from everything because I've just seen how being overwhelmed can take a toll on you just in general, and if you don't kind of nip it in the bud when you start to get those feelings, it does make it worse in the long run. So for anybody, even for myself, sometimes I have to take a break and pull away from everything that I have going on. And self-care, I'm no good to everyone else if I'm not mentally okay.
right, exactly.
So I think I actually commend her because a lot of people walk around with mental health issues and don't address it. And the fact that she was able to be brave enough to say I'm not okay and to step away from it and take care of herself, I tip my hat off to her.
Right, exactly. I think that's very important. So, what have you talked about to your daughter about mental health and why it's so important for her to recognize the signs, recognize the effects of that?
Yeah. So when it comes to, because I have two girls.
I'm a two girls.
And when it comes to each one of them, I have to take it individually because
right.
they're two different people. But they do understand, more so my oldest, that it's okay to stop, pause, take a little break, but get back to whatever it is that you got going on and what you got to do. But if you're not okay, I think a lot of times within the community we shy away from therapy, and I know for myself growing up, it was always pray about it or take it to church, talk to the
leave it altar, leave it altar.
Right, leave it on the altar, I'm not taking away from that.
You're crazy, you're going crazy, so what's wrong with you?
Right, you got that all the time. But, sometimes it's good to have that outlet. There are people, when I tell you millionaires and billionaires who go and sit in front of a therapist once a week, twice a week because their lifestyles are so strenuous and they have so much going on. They talk to someone just to get it out, and it doesn't say that right there in that moment you're going to take care of it, but the fact that you are aware of what it is and you want to address it, that's the beginning. You know,
Right.
and you go from there.
Right. I speak that because I think about your daughters, because your daughter's here, because I was thinking about the perspective of that. She's been home from school in a year and a half. And now she about to go back to school. So I was for that mental health, you know, it has been her friends, her class teachers, or, you know, doing social outings, you know. I think, yeah, so.
You know, dealt with, you know, her friends, you know, because I've had conversations with her friends as well. You know, they been a little, you know, depressed, a little sad because you had to completely pull away from the world that you knew and had to go and do something that was completely out the box with the virtual learning. And even now, they never fully got adjusted to it. You know, we are humans and we're meant to have like contact with other people and surround ourselves with others, so this way we grow, develop, we, you know, get communication skills and all that good stuff. And when you're like calmed down and all you see is the living room, the dining room, the bathroom, the kitchen, the room, like it's repetitive and it can put you in a funk, you know. And even throughout the quarantine, I'll be like, look, let's just get up, let's go take a walk, let's go get in a car, let's take a drive. You know, you have to do something. The outside is your friend, and the fact that we had to be in the house, it was a lot. I guarantee it was a lot on everyone. And, you know, I'm praying, because we're kind of just coming back out of it, that they don't lock the city back down again. Not fully.
I know,
but, you know, with this Delta variant, we just...
I know you don't want to lock down. So, and also, last question before we get into you, an individual, have you talked to her about, I've been talking about the show about the gun violence, how much that affected our youth, and how many youth are under 18 getting shot. Have you had conversations with your daughters about that, about safety and about, talk to someone about it and about how to deal with someone they know and they feel like they might need to get a gun, or how you talked about that, you know?
So that has definitely been a topic. My oldest, she's on social media a lot, so she sees it. God rest his soul, it was a young man that was a huge super influencer. His name was Swavey, and he was murdered, I want to say like a friend's mom's house or something like that, over something just so petty. But, you know, being in this climate, I feel like it did increase it. It gave these kids absolutely nothing to do. And, you know, there are so many amazing programs like, you know, your program, True Way is a good program, and multiple other programs within the city that they don't know anything about. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they don't have this information, the streets is right there. So it kind of led them towards a direction to, you know, be around the negative things versus being around the positive. And it's a harsh reality, but if we're not giving these kids and forefronting things positive for them to do, they steer towards the negative. The negative is all over the media. It's, you know, the first thing they see. When you watch the news, you don't see anything positive in the news. Such and such was gunned down. This person's dying. This negative thing is going on. And there are so many amazing things that do go on in the community. It's not showcased and shine light on the news. So, you know, I feel bad for our youth because I know growing up for myself, it was fun. We used to be outside, we used to jump rope, we used to play, we used to do kickball, king ball, all that good stuff. And the kids don't have that, you know? And it would be amazing if, you know, the programs that are really good that are here in the city get showcased and forefront a little bit more so our kids can be able to have some type of chance at success. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I think our organizations are trying to do that. That's why we're doing an event that Saturday. Get some positivity and get some hope, you know what I mean? Get like free stuff and, you know, just having something positive to go to, you know. That's why we're doing these workshops with the kids, middle school kids, as an alternative because they be doing like virtual stuff, stuff to them online. They got to do the assignments so they get paid.
Right.
So I don't want to be on there all the whole time. So I gave an alternative to like have speakers come in and talk about issues like mental health, gun violence, stuff that they see every day. You know what I mean? They talk about they hear it, they see it, so they don't talk conversations about it. So
right, and that's the thing. People don't want to talk about the things that make them nervous. When those are the conversations that need to be had.
Right.
Those are the things that need to be addressed.
Right.
If you don't address it, you're going to constantly sweep it under the rug.
Again,
then we have no solution to the problem.
Exactly. That's why we are one of the solutions to the problems. Hopefully we continue that, and then hopefully we're going to continue our conversation with those youth in the summer and in August as they go back to school, because it's going to be the most pivotal year for them as they're going back. God, Lord willing, the pandemic, hopefully we can support them as they transfer back to school, transferring them back to classrooms, things like that. So we're here to support them, you know what I mean? Like, that's why we are doing the fair on the format, so you want to be mentored, you know what I mean? Like, so we can help them navigate through this thing, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be different for them. Now, some of them have been back in school, some have been home the past 17 months. So being home, so it does a lot to someone mental health and their mindset and their emotional well-being. So hopefully we'll be up there. We can be one of those organizations that we support them, talk to them, also talk to their parents as well. You know what I mean? Talk about how to navigate through this. How to know talk about how to be safe. And things like that. So. Now, I don't know what's happening. We had to address it because it's right there.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is the fact that people look at kids and say, "Oh, you're just kids."
No,
they don't go through things as well, and they do. Even if I'm sitting and reflecting back to when I was in school, there was bullying that happened. We were a little bit more conscious on what other people thought about, who we are and how we are. But considering that we in this technology age, things are super, what's the word I'm looking for? Super heightened, because they have more access being online to being bullied. And, considering we're behind cell phones and computers and not face to face, it just makes it so much worse. So, I just keep our kids in prayer.
Yeah, me too.
Got to.
Yeah, got to. So let's get back to let's have a conversation about you. Who is Tiffany Clark?
Wow. Tiffany Clark, who is she? She is a mom. She is a lover of God. She is a lover of people. She is an entrepreneur. She's very passionate and feisty about the things she's passionate about. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. I've always prided myself on being one of the people who wants the best for anybody that I come across.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much Tiffany Clark. I wasn't expecting that question.
So what was Tiffany like growing up?
I was quiet. I was completely opposite of my siblings. They were very loud and rambunctious. And, when we were together, I was, myself. But when we got around, like, the other family members and things like that, oh my goodness, my cousins and my siblings, they used to kind of, like, joke around and bust on each other.
Right.
I was not the one to bust. Like, I had no comeback, no jokes or anything. It was awful. They would bust on me, and I sit there like, I don't know, but I was pretty cool. I was super geeky. Me and the dictionary was my best friend.
Aww.
I know, my dad, he used to make us write the dictionary. So,
wow.
Yeah, my younger sister, she jokes about it all the time now, but she's like, why do you always use those $1 million words? I'm like, girl, it's the dictionary. No, but I was super active in school. I love sports. I played basketball. I played tennis. I danced. I had my innocence as a kid, and that's something that I appreciate about me growing up. I grew up in church. I sung in the choir. I was a GPK. My grandfather was a minister, so being in church was pretty much the bulk of my childhood. But yeah, childhood was pretty good. I used to love jumping rope. I was double dutch queen. I was pretty good at it too. I just give you the jump rope now. I don't even think I could really lift my feet to do it now, but yeah, childhood was pretty cool.
Wonderful. So Chef Ash, thank you for joining us as well. So I'm almost home, but she was good and said, she said, that's the conversation today. I appreciate that, Patricia. So, what made you shift to becoming an entrepreneur? I know that you were a chef. I mean, so what made you decide to say that, look, I'm good cooking. Now I want to cook with people. So,
Gotcha. So honestly, that was never initially what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be a doctor.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go to school so I could be an obstetrician. I was obsessed with babies. So that's what I wanted to do then. But when I was 18, I had my oldest. And with that being said, I had to pretty much get in survival mode. Take on jobs to be able to take care of, my baby. So I ended up in healthcare.
Okay.
And I did that. I was in healthcare for a very, very long time. Actually, up until 2019, I was in healthcare. But with being pregnant, kind of forced me to have to make my own meals. How else was I going to survive? But it started there, and I just developed a passion for it. I started watching Food Network. I was obsessed with Emerald, and oh my goodness, I used to watch old stuff like Julia Childs. Like, I just developed this obsession of food. I've always been a foodie, but never a desire to really get in the kitchen and cook. Co-workers would have like get-togethers and parties, and I would start bringing stuff to functions, and people would be like, "Who made this?" And I'm like, "Oh, Tiffany made it." And I'm like, "Gotta bring this to every function now." But I kind of really got started back in 2014. I did this huge cookout for a friend. She had just bought a house for her husband in Delaware, and she's like, "Tiffy, I need your help. I want to do X, Y, Z. Can you do the food?" I was like, "Okay, cool." She was like, "I'm going to handle everything else." And when I tell you, everybody loved all the food, and she was like, "Why are you playing with this gift? Why aren't you doing anything with it?" And I was like, I don't know. It's always been something that was fun for me, getting in the kitchen and putting together different flavors and different herbs and spices, to come up with something that was just so beautiful. And to see everybody kind of respond. And I'm sure any other chef that is watching this, I promise you they feel the same way. See how people respond when they eat your food. It's just like such an exhilarating feeling. It's like a high. And that's kind of where it started. I always had a passion to serve and do for people. But seeing how food just brings people together, and I mean, I've seen people be in the worst of situations, and they sat down and ate a meal, and the conversation started there. And from that conversation started healing and things like that. It's a beautiful thing to see what food does with people. But after starting there, I worked in a couple different chain hotels.
Okay.
And was a chef for them. And I just was like, you know what? I need to branch off, and I need to do my own thing. And in 2016 is when I got started. Been my baby.
So now you see they've been catering for pretty much, we've been cooking a long time, but catering for 5 years now. So now that's
yes, it's been 5 years. I started my catering business in 2016, and when I started, I'll be very honest.
Okay.
I fumbled so very heavy, and it's because I went in here first with the passion, but I didn't go in with the professionalism. And I took a break for about a good 7-8 months.
Oh wow!
And I said, if I'm going to do this, I got to do it the right way. I want to leave a legacy for my kids. I want to be able to pass something on for them and their kids and their grandkids and things like that. And it became purpose behind me doing it. and I really kind of revamped it. I want to say maybe early 2018 is when I revamped the business. And been doing catering. Now, at the beginning of 2021, we actually expanded, and we are no longer TMD Catering, we're TMD Experience, and we are a full-service event planning company.
Okay.
So what we do is pretty much, let's say you come to me with an event idea. Let's say you want to do a conference, and hey Tiffany, I want to do a conference. I want this type of facility. It's going to be 100 people. This is the concept. Myself and my team, we go, we sit down, we come up with ideas, we bring it back to you, we agree on it, and then we execute literally everything for you. You don't have to put your hands on anything. The only thing we do is we keep you up to date, let you know what's going on, things like that. So this way, you're in the loop. But our biggest thing is for you to physically get there and get that wow factor. You know what I'm saying? So it's such a beautiful thing, this business. It has its days. But you know, even though it's just crazy how, you know, we have these plans for our lives, and they're like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, or I want to be an astronaut, and then God completely has something different for your life. And you know, even though I did not personally have this for myself, I would not change any of this one little bit, because I'm just so grateful because of the rooms I've been put in, because of what I do now. I came across amazing people, including you yourself, because of this industry, and I'm just so grateful that God took who I see myself as nobody, and felt like I was important enough to forefront and give this beautiful, amazing business to, because I didn't see this for myself at all.
So you say you started your catering early this year, so 2021. So
yeah, 2021 is the event planning business.
Right. So have you done any events so far this year?
We have done quite a few events. We've done 3 weddings so far.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A couple birthday parties. But what else we did? Baby showers. I know, can't forget the little babies, but we've been pretty busy. Even within the quarantine, we've still had, you know, smaller size events, and I'm grateful. Honestly, because I know putting together an event can be so overwhelming. You know, finding a photographer, finding finding a venue by itself is like overwhelming and stressful, and because of people I've been able to connect with over the few years that I've been in business, it's made things a little bit easier for me. So why wouldn't I want to make things easier for you and take that stress a little off you, you know? But yeah, it's been a ride.
So how many people on your team?
Right now, it is 7 of us.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes, I have been blessed with a nice amount of people who are very supportive and understand the vision, because that's what's more important to me, having people connected to me that understands the vision in general. Because, you know, anything that you do, and I had to learn this the hard way, you will come across people who forefront seem supportive, but, you know, behind closed doors don't have that intention. And, you know, one of my prayers is that God kind of, you know, shoot them away a bit. But it happens. But I thank God for the team, including my daughter. She's one of the people that's on the team.
Okay.
But my team is amazing. We're still hiring, because we're starting to expand a little bit more and getting more events. I need more people. So, you know, if anybody is looking for a job, feel free to inbox me, DM me, contact me.
Because you know, I know you'll be busy with all these kind of send-offs coming up, and then back to school and birthdays in the fall, so you might be busy.
And honestly, even though weddings is not the only thing that we do, I get a lot of phone calls for weddings. I already have 4 weddings that's upcoming between the end of the year and going into 2022.
Woo.
So I'm grateful.
Yeah, you're grateful. It gets you busy on your toes. So
it does. You know, people come up with very unique concepts, and you know, at the end of the day, I understand with planning events can be very pricey.
Right. True.
And you know, one of the things that I do, because it's sad to say it, but I see a lot of, you know, our businesses overcharging, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, yes, I gotta make sure we cover overhead and things like that. True. But I'm not in the business to burn your pockets.
Right.
You know, I'm in it because I'm actually in love with what I want to do, with what I do, and I know other people around me love the business as well, but the people that are with me, they get it.
Right.
We're not trying to do an event for you that's going to cost you 15, 20 grand, when in all reality, you can do it with 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? But it's the unfortunate side of the business, but you know, one of the things that my customers really love about working with me is when you're sitting down and just chit-chatting, my customers adopt me as family all the time. But, you know, I work with everybody. You know, at the end of the day, I just want to see people, you know, be able to get what they want out of the event, even if we got to work out a payment plan, you know.
Right.
I'm here for it. A lot of businesses don't do that, though.
They want a full price.
You know, in this industry, a lot of businesses do your deposit, and then, you know, your balance is due.
Yeah, they're the event.
Exactly.
We go, you know.
I'll do a payment plan and work with people. I don't mind doing that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So what is next for your business? I know you got the 4 events ready, but what is next? Far about getting like
quite a few things. So one of the things that I kind of make sure that I do is every 6 months I revise my business plan.
Okay.
Because even though when let's say 6 months ago I started my business plan, which included the expansion of my business, things change in 6 months. So I'm always changing my plan. But upcoming, hopefully in the next 6 months, because I'm looking at a space for a restaurant.
Yes.
People have been harassing me for years, like, Tiffany, when you get in a restaurant, and you know the food's so good, when you know, but the restaurant is the next thing on the agenda. I have been looking at quite a few spaces between the Shellingham, Elkins Park area, more so because it's closer to me, and then I don't see any soul food situations over there. You know, a lot of them are in North Philly. There's a ton of them in West. There's a few in the Uptown area, but they're pretty scattered. So I wanted to bring something over to that side of the town and, you know, shake up people's taste buds a little bit.
Wonderful. Awesome. Yeah, because I'm around there now, so I'm on there showing you the framework. So when that building opens, I will come support. So,
Absolutely. I'll let you know about the grand opening for sure.
So, 2 more questions, 3 more questions. So, I know you're a chef.
Yes.
What is your favorite go-to meal to cook? And then,
oh my gosh, that's a toughie. And it's funny because someone asked me maybe about a week ago. They were like, Tiffany, what's your best dish? And I was like, I really don't know because I never get any complaints. It's always, well, oh my gosh, everything's so good, and it's never you need work or anything. But you know, thank God over the years I've kind of mastered my dishes. But I want to say my go-to would probably be a veggie stuffed chicken breast with a lemon cream sauce. Probably some garlic mashed potatoes and some asparagus. That sounds really good.
I know, right?
And I make a killer lasagna.
Okay.
People love my wings. It's always the soya wings. So the garlic parmesan wings are like probably like top tier on what I'm always asked to do. Those and what's those other wings that I do? Yeah, I did say garlic parm. And probably the pineapple teriyaki wings. Those are really good too. My collard greens are always a hit. No, so many choices. Laverne, you got me stuck. I don't know, it's a hard question. But yeah, I'll definitely go with stuffed chicken breast. That's really good.
Okay.
That was really a tough question.
Yeah, I had to get you a think. I gotta give you. Can I ask your food? Most of his food has been really good. Yeah, especially chicken wings and mac and cheese. I'm like, I had to say a couple of days. I'm like,
that's why I said.
You can't that joint one time. You bring that down a little bit.
Yeah, because when I do my planners, I stuff them pretty.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it take a couple of days. I already got a plan for you during the pandemic. Took me a couple of days. I was like, so I'm gonna do a couple of nights. I was like, okay.
But dessert wise, you gotta have my peach cobbler. I'm gonna make it for you and the missus.
Oh, okay, thank you. All
I'll
right.
bring you a nice size tray.
Okay. Yeah, we probably love that. So since you are a mom and a chef and entrepreneur, what do you do for self-care?
Okay, self-care. I will literally unplug. So, a lot of times I get hit with a lot of last minute stuff.
Okay.
And that last minute stuff, I can kind of scale what days that usually happens on. It's weird, but like it works. So I usually take a day or two within a week and completely unplug. I will put my phone on do not disturb. And it's because it rains so much and I don't have time to kind of like focus on doing anything for myself. So yeah, I will put my phone on do not disturb. It'll be days where I will literally lay in the bed all day and do absolutely nothing.
Oh, I wish I had that.
No, it's so important to make time for yourself.
Right.
Especially when you are someone who is super busy and you have a multitude of people who rely on you for stuff.
Right.
So it's very important for you to be able to unplug and take yourself away from things. And it may frustrate and upset people, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for yourself.
That's right.
You know, so yes, I will phone going do not disturb, lay in the bed all day. I will go to the spa and get a massage. I will go and get a mani-pedi. I treated myself on Friday. I felt amazing. I will take a mini vacation, even if it's for a few days, just to get away and decompress. It is so very important. I don't do it as often as I should, but when I do, I make sure I go like full throttle with the self-care because it's a must.
Right.
I've experienced one too many times not taking care of myself and burning myself out to the point where I've gotten sick and had no choice but to stop and rest.
Right.
You know, so I was, when I experienced that after maybe time 3 or 4, because I'm a little hard-headed, I'll admit that. But after maybe time 3 or 4, I was like, I gotta stop, and I really gotta be able to make time for myself, because it's important. I can't stress how important it is to take care of yourself.
That's right. So where people can find more information about you, your catering, and also those job opportunities you talked about earlier.
Absolutely. I am everywhere. I am on Facebook. You can find me on my personal page. I will respond. I didn't get too big for my britches yet. So my Facebook is Tiffany Clark. My Instagram is TMD, T is in Tom, M is in Mary, D is in David, _experience. Now you're spelling experience with no E at the beginning. It's just with the X. I also have a website. Well, I have a link tree. The link tree will get you literally to everything.
Okay.
So you can go to the link tree. I think it's like linktr.ee.
Yeah, one of those rare.
/TMDX. So that is me. And you can can also call me. I'm not ashamed to pick up the phone and I'll answer the phone calls. It's 267-291-6600. So, you know, if it's a baby shower, birthday party, wedding, it could be a small social gathering, you and a few friends. There is no event too small, too big. We have catered to, I think the most we catered to was, I think we did an event for 750 people.
Wow.
Yeah. That was back in 2018.
Woo.
So we work with the masses. Now, those events, I need a team. I remember specifically for that one, it was probably about a good 40 staff for that.
Wow.
We needed it. But, yeah, and most of the positions are per diem. So, you know, if you have a full-time job, you can definitely still work that full-time and, you know, be a part of the team. We're always looking for good, dedicated people who like to come. We have fun during our events, you know. It's a job, we get the job done, but we are a chill and laid-back environment.
So what you mean by per diem? What do you mean by that?
So, you get paid specifically that day for that event.
Gotcha, okay.
And you'll get paid as soon as the event is over.
Oh, okay. So someone work full-time, work with you for like one event and get paid for that day if they have the time. So it's not like commitment. Okay, I gotta do every event.
Exactly.
It's as many as they can, you know.
And what I try to do is, even with the team that I have now, you know, I view everybody's strong points and their weak areas, and I see what you're good at. And depending on the type of event that I'm having, I will, you know, pull you for, you know, what I feel like you were best at. So, yeah.
I see. I can tell you that. I see you get joy from it, you know.
I do. I do.
So, do you have any final words for us today to leave with us? You know, those who are caterers, entrepreneurs, any mental health, anything, any final words, what we would say?
Sure. I'm going to tackle a couple things if that's okay.
Go ahead.
As far as the mental health is concerned, do not be ashamed to say that there is an issue or a problem that resonates within you. I am not ashamed to tell anybody that I suffer with anxiety. On and off for years, I suffer with depression. And the biggest part of it is being able to acknowledge that the issue is there and not to sweep it under the rug. Take care of it, handle it, because the only way that you're going to flourish, the only way that you're going to grow and be the best version of yourself is if you tackle those little things before they become big things. That's for the mental health. For any entrepreneur, I want to tell you to be able to do all the research and homework that you possibly can with that business that you want to start. And feel free to call me. If I've helped quite a few of my friends start up businesses, and you know they're doing very well with them. But just know that whatever business that you start, just because you're leaving a 9 to 5 does not mean that it's going to be less work because you have your own business. It is actually more work. And as long as you stay dedicated, you stay consistent, you stay willing to grow and willing to learn, you will be A-okay with your business and extremely successful. I just want to say thank you for everybody who watched. I'm excited to watch the playback.
Yes, yes. Ms. Tiffany, thank you so much for being supportive of me and our connection through the years. And
absolutely.
You've been loyal, you respond.
You guys are doing amazing things.
Yes.
You will always have my support.
I appreciate it. I thank you so much. Thank you for just, I think I actually kind of like be on the show. You know, I wanted your story. You're doing great things. I wanted you to highlight that, you know, and like, you know, I had your food. It's been really good. So I drew it out too far out northeast to get it. I'm on occasion. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I'm not like, this is a long drive. Like, this is a long drive out here. I'm like, but it's worth it. I came out like, well, okay, it was worth that drive. But you know, but I appreciate you.
Ain't nothing like taking a drive and getting there to get the food and be disappointed.
And having the word like, oh.
That's a hurt piece.
Yeah, I also remember the parents that had a birthday thing and they loved the food. They liked it.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
it's
so
such a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually connected with some of the moms.
Okay. Okay,
So,
wonderful, yes.
I always, in some way, shape, or form, try to be able to give community because
Right.
when I was growing up, community gave to me.
Right, and I agree. And 'cause I remember my mom growing up, she was I was in elementary school. She was involved in everything. So I am trying to bring those workshops back in the fall. But for parents, once a month, maybe you can treat them to something. And hopefully we get a building, we can have a space where parents come together and talk about issues that affect their child, affect their well-being, So we are bringing that back. The 3 people that spoke really enjoyed it, and that's something we're going to do in the fall because I think that's maybe once a month, virtually start off with it, then hopefully we can have one in person, you know what I mean? So, on Saturday or something, we could do like a luncheon for parents, you know what I mean? Just to
that'd be cool.
yeah, so again, like I said, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate your striving, your purpose, doing some purpose, doing with intention, and just being an awesome person. Be an awesome person. Thank you so much. For those who was watching, Amber was on here, Tyler was on here. I think some people were on there, they left. Patricia was on here earlier that left. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the Saturday. Enjoy this last day of July. It's beautiful outside today. Yeah. Beautiful day. Hey, Focus, how are you? Focus James. Thank you for joining us as well. Enjoy your rest of the Saturday. Focus on your mental health. Take time for yourself today. Reflect. Think about what you want to do for August, because August is tomorrow already. Think about what you're doing. Reflect what we had done for yourself that was good for you for this month, and just be safe and just be mindful and just tell someone that you love them, tell us you care about them, tell us you value them, because we know what people are dealing with right now. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Be safe and be great.